and keep yourself patiently with those who call on their Lord. Remember Allah often. Remember Allah with much remembrance. Pray 2 units of prayer with sincerity and devotion. Those who offer their prayer with all solemnity and full submissiveness. Recite the Quran with understanding and reflection. Do they not then consider the Quran carefully? Fast on a hot, dry day. He abandons his food, drink, and desire. All for me. Give charity secretly. Until the left hand doesn't know what the right hand has spent. Provide relief and aid to the afflicted Muslim. Whoever gives relief to a Muslim from one of the vicissitudes of this life, Allah will relieve him from a calamity that is from the calamities of the Day of Judgment. Be as abstemious and abstinent as possible in this fleeting world. The hereafter is better and more lasting. Among the delusions of Prophet Noah's son was his saying, I will betake myself to a mountain. It will save me from the water. Had he betaken himself to Allah, his outcome would have been very different. The cause of misery for an Nabuchodonosor was his saying, I bring about life and I cause death. He tried wearing a garb that wasn't his, and he claimed to have a quality that he didn't in fact have, and thus his downfall became complete. The key to our happiness can be summed up in one simple yet profound phrase, the phrase of Tawheed, Islamic monotheism. There is none worthy of worship except Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. When one pronounces this phrase on earth, it will be said to him in the heavens, you have spoken the truth, and he, Muhammad, who has brought the truth, this Quran and Islamic monotheism, and those who believed therein. And when one lives his life in harmony with this phrase on a practical level, he will be saved from destruction, shame, and the hellfire, and Allah will deliver those who are the muttaqun, pious, to their places of success, paradise. When one not only applies the phrase of Tawheed, but also calls on others to it, his name will be remembered, and he will be made victorious, and that our host, they verily would be the victors. When one loves the phrase of Tawheed, he will be elevated in ranking and endowed with honor. But honor, power, and glory belong to Allah, his messenger Muhammad, and to the believers. Bilal, may Allah be pleased with him, called out with the phrase of Tawheed, and his situation underwent a dramatic inward change that ran parallel to his outward change of being freed from slavery. He brings them out from darkness into light. Abu Lahab balked at and desisted from saying the phrase of Tawheed. He died in a weak and pathetic state. And whosoever Allah disgraces, none can honor him. Don't be sad, learn to deal with your reality. The phrase of Tawheed is an elixir that transforms the base human being into a paragon of pureness and devotion. But we have made it, thus Quran, a light wherewith we guide whosoever of our slaves we will. But whatever you do, do not exult in wealth acquired if you have turned your back on the hereafter. If you do turn your back on the hereafter, A harsh punishment and a severe chastisement will lie in wait for you. My wealth has not availed me, my power and arguments to defend myself have gone from me. Verily, your Lord is ever watchful over them. Also, do not exult excessively in your child if you have forgotten your Lord, turning away from him in the ultimate failure, and they were covered with humiliation and misery. And finally, do not be complacent about your wealth if your deeds are evil. For such deeds will be your disgrace in the hereafter, but surely the torment of the hereafter will be more disgracing. And it is not your wealth nor your children that bring you nearer to us, pleases Allah, but only He will please us, who believes in the Islamic monotheism and does righteous deeds. Don't be sad, learn to deal with your reality. In this life, if you inwardly disparage something you can't have, its value will diminish for you. And if you are contented with not getting something that you really wanted, then your heart will find solace. Allah will give us of His bounty and also His messenger from alms. We implore Allah to enrich us. I once read about a man who fell out of a window. The ring he was wearing became stuck around a nail that wasn't nailed down completely off the ledge, and consequently his ring finger was pulled from its root, leaving him with 4 fingers. The amazing thing is not the incident itself, but the contentment shown by the man long after the accident. Contentment that is illustrated in the following words. It hardly ever crosses my mind that I have 4 fingers on one hand, or that I have lost a finger. It only comes back when I remember the accident. Otherwise, my work has gone well, and I am content with what happened. Allah has made His decree, and as He pleases, He does. I know a man who lost his left arm as a result of a disease. He has lived for many years since he got married and has children. He drives his car without difficulty and performs the various tasks of his work with ease. He is so at ease that it is as if Allah created him with only one arm to begin with. Be content with what Allah has proportioned out for you, and you will be the richest of people. How quickly we adapt to our circumstances, and it is amazing how we adapt our thinking when a change in lifestyle is imposed upon us. 50 years ago, a house consisted of a carpet made from palm tree leaves, a jug for water, a small amount of coal, and a few other paltry items. People managed as they do now, and a lack of resources or comfort did not make life any less important than it is. Now, it is now. An Arab poet said, "The soul desires more if you encourage it, but it returns to contentment when it is disciplined."